A motion. A motion for Chelsea's MOU.
Motion by Carol to approve the MOU among the state of Montana, the tribes, United States Department of Agriculture, the United States Department of the Interior, relating to the restoration of natural resources injured by releases of hazardous substances from the Smurfit Stone, Frenchtown Mill, and the Libby asbestos sites.
Second.
By Anita. Any further discussion? Saying none, all those in favor, show of hands. Unanimous.
Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Chairman, Council. Definitely appreciate it. I know we definitely went a little longer than probably all of us wanted today, but
We started out slow with the walk-in.
all right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Yep.
Okay, Martin, what was your item?
Well, sir, my item is my COVID report. If I could talk. We are Lake County back to a high level of transmission. 252 cases per 100,000 right now. And there's new variants out there. It's kind of scary. Well, scary and not. Some of these variants aren't as severe, but still 69 new cases in Lake County, 65 active. I think the hospital rate wasn't that high, so we're surging, but I imagine the next week and a half we'll have a higher amount just from the 4th of July celebrations. So when you're going out, take precautions, wear masks if you're sick, or stay home, and maybe talk to a medical person about if vaccines are good for you or not. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I heard on the radio on my big bad commute that white-tailed deer get COVID-19. Does anybody know anything about white-tailed deer and anything in our areas?
I don't, but there's a lot of wildlife that get COVID. Yeah, I would assume. I don't know why they would be excluded, but a lot of zoo animals, pretty amazing. Yeah.
Just make sure you're social distancing those deer.
100 yards away. That's all you need. I did hit one. That's right. On that trip I went last week, the CEO of the Arthur Blank Foundation came down with COVID the second day of our meeting. So she had to go into total seclusion, unfortunately. And then we all tested from that point on, and I tested myself 3 more times, Sunday and just yesterday again, and on Friday when I got back. One other person out of the group of staff and the 12 of us that participated came down with COVID, presumably from her. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead, Carol.
I got a request from the lady that does this every year, a dinner for good old days. And she requested 250 plates, 2 bunches of napkins, 150 cups, and 3 pounds of coffee. For good old days. It's Jerry Powell. She does it every year.
Yeah,
Yep.
then we normally just set it up at Property and Supply with those supplies, and she goes, picks it up if you guys approve it. Yeah, not a total one, just for those items she's requested.
Is there such a thing as a celebration kit?
I just made it up.
Oh,
That's
I was
a good deal.
I was looking for a wedding kit.
Okay, yeah, you can get a wedding kit.
Well, same as a funeral kit, right?
It's
Yeah.
okay, Jen will set it up.
Consensus of council for good old days?
And I got one other thing. I got a call from Don Roberts of Never Alone Recovery. He told me that he is looking at the building, the Masonic Temple in Polson, to make a homeless shelter. He said it's going to cost him the rental cost a month is $10,000. I don't know if it's worth that or not, but I said, that's a lot of money. But he's looking for partners. And I thought, well, there's a solution to our hotel issue right there. If there's enough room in there, and it sounds like the owners are gonna put showers and stuff like that in there. But not only would we be a partner, but he's looking for other community partners, so it wouldn't be just us paying rent. It would be them and a few other partners that he's looking at, so. But I think that's a good solution to the hotel issue. If I can get on the board and be a part of, making sure our people get in there when they need to.
I toured that with Lisa when the ownership changed, because they reached out and that's probably it's a lot in rent. I would suggest they negotiate.
Okay,
But it's probably the best use for the facility without millions in renovation costs. It's a nice structure, but just weird on the inside.
I'm not recalling what building it is. What?
Right next to Super One.
Oh, that one. Yeah, okay.
and so what I thought I would do is I've already reached out to Patricia Hibbler and Patricia Christine. And I'm gonna try to get Don Roberts on the phone with those two and then have them take the lead on what needs to happen if it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, if council would be interested in entering in it, I don't know exactly what form of agreement, but like an MOU or MOA or something. And we could probably do a cost benefit analysis to make sure it's, not cheaper just to build a hotel, but I'm sure it's gonna be a great, I like the solution a lot, so I'd love to pursue it. Yeah, and if they're willing to kind of go that little time period.
Consensus of council, run that one up the flagpole? Oh, yeah. Oh, heck, yeah. More than what we got now, right? Yeah, I agree with Rick, though. It seems like a little high rent, but. Yeah. A little high.
About half too high, I think. I mean, so the guy that bought it's my age, or younger than me, like 37. He's from Seattle, and his dad's managing it. I think he's stretching himself a little bit. I mean, this is never something I would put out in public, but I think he's stretching himself a little bit, and I'm glad he's doing the showers and stuff, but I hope it's more than what they talked about with us, which is 2 stalls. Because it needs probably $1.5 million to be updated. It's an old building, and it is as custom built a facility as you will ever see for masons.
I used to be a rainbow girl, so I kind of remember. the
Yeah,
rooms.
it has a weird room that everyone that walked in was kind of creeped out by.
The other thing is,
Probably
that-
got secret rooms around there too.
the other thing that Don said is he would provide a 24-hour service. So there would be somebody on site 24 hours.
That
That's
part of
the other
it,
key.
man, I love the idea of having a temporary shelter, because the truth is, even our own hotel is getting sick of the stuff because people are trashing it and, taking advantage of it. And it's hurting their ability to make money. But more importantly, the homeless shelter concept is a level of service that we just don't have at all here. We don't have that entry level.
Martin?
This is kind of a unrelated note, but similar. Last summer, we did cooling shelters. I thought about the next 3 days of heat, and I'm assuming next week as well. Can we maybe task Patricia again to look I mean,
Yeah,
it's like, it's late. I mean, it's an afterthought already. I apologize
Yeah.
for being so late.
I know they're prepped for that because the warming shelter work, even though by the time they kind of got the pieces in place, it didn't really, it was the equivalent of it cooling back down. They might be able to spool it up quickly. I'll make sure and talk to her. I don't think tribal health recommends it or anything until above 95 consistently, so I
If
hope
it's-
not.
if
I
it-
sweat so easy.
Yeah, if it's not for this, maybe just, we can watch the weather and if it gets crazy, do something.
We'll be pushing the limit this Friday and Saturday. It'll get up in the 90s, low 90s. I have one announcement I want to let you all know. Martha Williams texted me from the Fish and Wildlife Service, and the Secretary of Interior will announce the Lost Trail Conservation Area establishment tomorrow. And that's a dedication in the future that they want us to participate in. So that's the core Lost Trail Wildlife Refuge that was basically set up from mitigation from the dam here and erosion on the north end of the lake. And there's a ranch up there by Kyla. And then there was additional land that came available that was added to it for a larger conservation area. Really cool landscape, and love to take council on a field trip up there. The number of pictographs in that location is absolutely amazing. It's a beautiful place. Anyway, that announcement's coming out tomorrow.
Thank you. I was trying to make sure I got in before the adjourn. Does council, hopefully you all saw the letter and the correspondence back and forth over the last week with, I think it was Gabriella from Tester's office on a grant opportunity that has a deadline today. That letter of intent, which doesn't obligate us to anything. In fact, it just keeps our options open, is due today. She sent a template. Truthfully, I don't know that this is something that we will want to do, but if there aren't any objections, I have something 99% prepared for the chair's signature. This is for digital equity plan development from the NTIA, which is under Department of Commerce. Two activities that we identified, those are that fit within digital equity: providing internet access to underserved members of our reservation community, underserved groups consisting of low-income, elderly, and disabled individuals and households. Devices anticipated to be provided are routers, modems, mobile hotspots, Wi-Fi capable laptops and tablets, and then instruction and support for tribal members and communities at large to utilize technology more effectively to access necessary services provided by our government, other governments, and NGOs that would focus on populations that face challenges securing those services via traditional means such as elderly, disabled, et cetera. So that's literally all they ask us to do, and basically just keep our foot in the door. From what I can tell, even the wording that I just read doesn't lock us into anything if we wanted to pursue this down the road. For chair signature, I wanted to bring it before the whole council.
Council consensus to put in a letter of intent to placeholder? You bet. Sounds good. Thank you, Rick.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Anita. Thanks, everybody. Is there anything else? Jennifer, yeah. Herding cats again. God darn it.
So what was the number on that you guys decided for what you brought up this morning? For the formal dispute resolution,
Oh, for the,
Bonner's Ferry?
yeah, there's a virtual meeting that's on a council day. That's, I think, August 9th.
July 19th?
No, everything's in
Oh, they
August.
changed it?
They
Okay,
changed it to August, so it's August 24th and 25th, and that's where I was hoping maybe we could have a representative or two, because that's on the ground meeting, but I would assume it's up in Canada. Because it's basically, it's the Canadian bands of Kootenai that are doing their presentation to their environmental folks or government constituents. I have a passport, but I don't want to go. You, yeah. Well, you got to apply like 4 days before you go on the internet, and then I think you do have to have a passport. So, really?
Lawrence didn't either. He just had to do that online form and show his tribal ID.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, then you don't have to have a passport. Yeah, I think so. You have to look it up again.
And then one more thing, SQCC elders want to meet with you guys either Tuesday afternoon or Thursday afternoon next week at the Longhouse.
Afternoon, it would have to be the 21st,
Okay,
I believe. Yeah. Ellie and I are meeting with county commissioners for lunch, building
so,
bridges.
so what time on Thursday then?
Well, I don't know.
1:30 at the Longhouse?
Sure, that's probably okay, huh? 1:30? Are they,
Well, I think on my agenda, you guys would have enough time if you guys want them to have lunch ready at 12:30. Well, you shouldn't have brought it up. So we'll leave it at 1:30.
okay,
Okay, it's not gonna be on the agenda.
the 21st.
Yeah.
We will convene our meeting after at lunchtime and then head down that way and meet with them on an individual basis, not as a as individual representatives in a group setting.
Yeah, they just wanted to meet with council.
Okay.
So
What be on the 21st? And yes, the other meeting is face-to-face meeting is on the August 24th and 25th. Details of where that's at will be to be announced later. I'm just assuming you'll have to go into Canada for that. So if Jen and Carol, you all want to go, then that would be super. I heard it's going to be in Jasper Banff area. No, I'm just joking. That Radium Hot Springs. Okay, any other items? We will adjourn. Tomorrow morning at 9, that's right.